Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to the Morning Madness Show. I'm your host, Pastor Dan.
I'm your co-host, Lady Jazz.
And we'd like to thank you for making us a part of your Monday morning. Do us a favor. While you're coming into this live broadcast, go ahead and hit that like button as well as hit that share button. Let everyone know that Morning Manna is happening right here, right now.
Please don't forget to subscribe. Did I do it right this time?
Definitely.
I can never, I just can't pronounce that word correctly. But you know what I'm saying out there.
The pointing back, y'all. The pointing back.
Listen, I am all the way fresh. Anywho, Morning Manna, YouTube. Go over there. Like it. Subscribe to it.
What is our YouTube channel name?
The Morning Manna Show.
All right, so make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Morning Manna Show, for you to be able to see all of this content, be able to replay it, and to be able to share it with all of your friends. Big shout out to Anchor. Anchor, they are the digital platform that allows us. Don't start with me. Anchor is the digital platform that allows us to be able to get the word out about Morning Manna on all of the different podcasts. Spotify, Google Play, all of that good stuff. So be sure to download inside of your app store. Download Anchor, and you'll be able to hear Morning Manna as you travel along on your busy day. A big shout out. As a matter of fact, we're not even going to call it our sponsor, but a big shout out to, we're going to call it our spotlight, our business spotlight for the morning. Our business spotlight for the morning. Chic Accessories. Big shout out to Chic Accessories. My girl, Lady Deborah Hughley, her husband, Pastor Mac Hughley. Big shout out to Chic Accessories. They specialize in brooches, designer headbands, lip glosses. Be sure to follow them on Instagram. You'll see all of their information that has populated. Be sure to follow them on Instagram. And if you have any inquiries, go over there doing a chicken head with a soda on the side.
I'm saying this coffee got me. I'm sorry.
You're a little turnt today. Big shout out to Chic Accessories.
Yes.
So make sure you go ahead and follow them and be able to shop with them. And they would definitely appreciate your business as well as your support. So many of you know that for the last few weeks we have been dealing with the topic of relationship goals.
Picture perfect. Excuse me from last week. I was tired. I ate breakfast.
Sips tea.
My hair wasn't done. So, ladies, when your hair ain't done, the day just ain't right. But today is a new day. Got my hair popping.
Got your little Jezebel lipstick on and everything.
Yes. I'm refreshed.
You refreshed?
And I'm back.
You got a song in your belly today, huh?
I'm just saying, I'm back.
You back. Well,
Last
welcome
week,
back.
when I did the little replay, I was like, oh, I look dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure.
And now here it is. You have yet risen. Proud of you, kiddo.
Got some good rest last night.
You got some good. Oh, I thought you said you got rest. Rest. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Had my morning coffee.
You got
no
your morning
breakfast.
coffee.
No more eggs, bacon, and toast for me in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now let's go.
All right, my bad. I guess
Picture perfect. Picture perfect is the topic. Now let me stop.
So we've been talking about picture perfect for the last couple of weeks, just talking about relationships and how sometimes we want to mimic other people's relationships, and sometimes we have no idea about what their relationships entail. And different things of that nature. Today we wanted to still touch on that particular topic, but we wanted to put a little spin on it. We didn't necessarily want to talk about picture perfect relationships. We actually wanted to use today to talk about just being real and relatable. So just to give you a little backstory from Lady Jazz and myself. It's funny because her and I, we was just where was we just at? We were just at the bank. And the woman found out that that I work for Key Bank. And Jazz used to work for Key Bank, and she asked like, oh my God, that is so cool. Did you guys meet there? We're like, no, met in the club.
Met in the club.
Met in the club. So yeah, I met Lady Jazz in the club back in the day, about 10, 11 years ago. Met her in the club. Shout out to the Harbor Wine and Grill, Diva Sensual Sundays.
Yes.
Sensual Sundays. Live band music, you know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. Yeah, met her in the club about 10, 11 years ago. And you know, just to see our journey and see where we are now. You know, it wasn't always this. It wasn't always me being the pastor, her being the first lady. And one of the things it is that my mother loves, she tells me all the time, she says, son, never be ashamed of where you've come from, because your past is something that would be able to help people. Your past is something that you should embrace and be able to help people. I wasn't always Pastor Daniel Spencer. I wasn't always that guy. Yes, I used to smoke weed. Oh, y'all probably turned me off now already. Feel ya? Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say I used to smoke weed. I used to be a pothead. I used to be a stoner.
Was you?
Yeah, no, I used to smoke weed. I definitely used to smoke weed. I even used to sell weed. You know what I'm saying? So, used to drink. All of that good stuff. As a matter of fact, you know, my drink of choice, depending on when you catch me, I used to do a little Remy 1738. Yeah, definitely. Spent many dollars on bottles of Remy 1738.
Hennessy.
Oh, Hennessy, yeah, Hennessy. Like I was a dark drinker. If I was going to drink some light, when Ciroc first hit the scene, we was
What did mommy call it at one time?
Ciroc.
Ciroc.
Ciroc. No, if I was gonna do light, I would do some Ciroc and all that. I remember when Peach Ciroc first hit the scene, and me and my boy Lou, this when we was out here. Big shout out to New ID Band, y'all know who y'all are. Me and my boy Lou, we was going out gig hunting, gig searching. And we went up to, it's been a couple of places since then, but it was in Richmond Mall, and it was called Trifecta. And we went up there, and they had just got a shipment of Pizza Rock in there. And when we drunk some of that, it was like, man, what have we been missing out on our whole lives? Like, we was doing Pizza Rock. And what's funny is the same way that Lady Jazz and I kick it now is the same way that we kicked it when we was out here in the streets. You know, we kicked it. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was my drinking buddy. Matter of fact, she doing all her pointing with those hands. It was those hands that used to freak all my black and miles. Hey, you was probably like, hey, top 3 freaker in the world, man.
And never smoked a black and mild.
Yeah, never smoked. Yeah, never smoked. You smoke weed with me, though?
I didn't.
Yeah, lies.
I'm not a weed smoker.
Like, hey, I remember.
I was not a weed smoker. I did not smoke weed.
You definitely smoke weed. I'll never forget the days, man, when you used to be like, oh, you ain't got no weed? I'm trying to get out. I need to make a quick little phone call. Hello, who got it? Who hold it? Like,
it was an occasional thing.
I mean, no, I will say that you definitely did not do it. Did not do it with me on a daily basis. You know, I mean, I used to sit there and used to smoke. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, our house on Warrensville Center Road, it used to be the.
Our house used to be the turn up house. It was so ridiculous. Like. Everybody, you know who you are.
Yeah, everybody. We ain't gonna say no names. We ain't gonna say no names for no elbows.
But oh my God, it's like I'm like, do they ever go home?
Yeah,
like, oh my God.
I mean, it was literally people coming in left and right. You know what I'm saying? We was in there. We was turning up. You know what I'm saying? And they're smoking, drinking. You know, having times. And it's one of those things where, you know, Lady Jazz and myself, we are sharing this with you because we are not ashamed of Definitely you know not. Where we have come from. We are not ashamed for where God has brought us from. And I think a lot of times when you come into this lifestyle or come into, you know, if you want to call it an occupation, but when you come into this relationship, sometimes, you know, we try to make it, as my dad say, you know, John the Baptist born holy from the womb. We try to make it seem like that we don't have a past. We try to make it seem like that we have not done anything. Right. And we just always, you know, been in here just praising our wonderful Savior all the day long. No, that wasn't the case. I and all of you that know me know that I grew up in church. My dad he's a bishop now. He was my pastor for all of 32 years before he retired. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in church, knew about the church, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I ventured off and did my own thing. Right. And the one thing it is that I can appreciate about my mom and dad is while I was out here doing my own thing, they didn't judge me. Mm-hmm. You know, they corrected me whenever I was wrong, you know, definitely corrected me whenever I was wrong. But they didn't judge me. You know, they allowed me to make the mistakes that I made. They allowed me to do the things it is that I did because they knew down within themselves, you know, that they was going to continue to pray for me, continue to keep my name lifted, and knew that someday, you know, that I was going to come back to the church. Just to throw a little Bible out there, Proverbs, I believe it's 22:6. It says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they get old, they won't depart. and because of my parents doing what they was doing and not judging me and not, condemning me for the things it is that I was doing, it makes me appreciate the struggle even more. It makes me appreciate all the things. I mean, I'm a pastor that had kids out of wedlock. Yes, I'm him. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pastor, that had sex before marriage. You know what I'm saying? I'm him. You know what I'm saying? But it does not condemn me, nor does it, it doesn't affect my witness. As a matter of fact, I could probably pray you through some stuff.
Right.
Because God has anointed me to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? So don't judge me by my past. And what happens is a lot of times, and what I started to do is I started to take this Mike Todd book. Again, another shout out to Mike Todd, even though you're not watching, but big shout out to Mike Todd Transformation Church. But I started to take this book because when Lady Jazz and I bought the book, the cover on the book was a little flimsy, was coming off. We were like, oh dang, this cover coming off the book. But it's easy, to take the cover off this book, and I could have easily put that cover on a whole nother book, and y'all would have been looking at this book thinking that it was Mike Todd book, because we are judging a book by its cover, not realizing that behind the scenes there's a story, not realizing behind the scenes there has been some issues. There has been,
You about to start preaching?
I mean, you must feel your hallelujah right after.
You about to start preaching?
No, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a story. Everybody has things that they've been through. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has, stuff that they're not proud of. But what happens is, just because you're not necessarily proud of it does not mean that you have to keep that stuff bottled up inside. It's stuff that you can share that would be able to help one another. What do you feel about that?
I mean, that's all. You too deep right now.
You want to talk about your trap music? You want to talk about I thought I broke. Let something. You know
He always got a joke, but you deep. But at the end of the day, like, everybody has a past.
Absolutely.
But it's considered your past. Don't mean that you have to drag it with you, but you still don't have to forget it, where you came from. Like your stories. I was out in the street. I smoked a little weed, not a lot. I was not occasional smoker. I was drinking. I was in the bars,
I said, we met in the bar. Met in the bar.
I done had 2 kids out of wedlock.
You did?
Yes. Oh my gosh. But, I ain't gonna go all into my past. People who know me, you know me. Keep it to yourself.
I mean, there's certain things about our past that we're going to take to the grave.
Right.
Mind your business, judge your mama. What Monica say?
In the voice of my sister Monica, judge your mama, don't judge me.
Yeah.
But anywho, you know what I'm saying? I don't let my past bring me down.
Right.
It's just a testimony.
Oh, come through. Yeah, you feeling real churchy on this Monday morning, huh?
Feeling churchy,
yeah, you want to shout? You got some place where I can shout.
But it's my testimony.
Absolutely.
And my past help me be better too.
Your past has made you into the woman that you are now.
Exactly.
Being my thing is, you can actually take things that you've learned from your past and be able to apply them in your everyday life. Like I said, I sold drugs before. So, having that hustler mentality is something that I apply in my life right now. You know what I'm saying? Being a go-getter is something that I apply in my life right now. And I think a lot of times what people fail to realize is just because you are a Christian doesn't mean you a chump.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you saved don't mean that you soft,
I'm saved, but I ain't soft.
I say it all the time, man. I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, you know what I'm saying? Hey, got the evidence and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, hey, don't try me. Try Jesus. Don't try me.
Oh my God.
Because I fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
People think that, like, okay, because you're the first lady, you push them right buttons, because you still in flesh, too.
Absolutely.
You still in flesh. Like,
there's nobody that's just walking around in the holies of holies all day.
But Jesus.
Yeah.
But Jesus. And you try me, and, I might. Some people may have witnessed that, too, as me being the first lady. They may have witnessed me
when you
pop
spaz
off.
out and you snap. When your head get to spinning and all that.
Because
you spin
I'm
out the
not.
green stuff.
You witnessed it. You witnessed that. You witnessed it. Turn into the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I witnessed it. The I'm pumped jazz. Shout out to you, Lou. I'm pumped jazz.
Right. Like, because I'm not perfect. And you could push me, but I put my hands on you.
You gonna put your hands on who?
I'll pray for you afterwards. After I'm finished.
I thought you said you gonna put your hands on me. I said the
I'll
devil
put my
is
hands
alive,
on
his
you
mama too.
too. I'll put your hand. I'll put
You
my
put
hands
your
on you.
hand-
I'll put my hands on you too.
And what do you think my hands gonna be?
Tied up.
You might be right.
I
'Cause
had
ain't
you
gonna
like
fight
that
you.
movie, The Spell.
The spell. Yeah. You better have a seat, man.
But yeah, being a first lady, or I don't know, you being a pastor, but being a first lady does have its trying moments.
Absolutely.
And you know, because you're being watched.
Oh man.
But I tell everybody I'm real. Like, I'm real. I'm Jazz and I'm real. Like, I listen to my trap
She
music.
don't even really like to be called first lady.
No,
I mean, but we're neither one of us is
I'm
big
not
on
caught
that.
up in titles.
Yeah, we're not big
I'm
on
not
that.
caught up
Alright.
in the titles. Like, it took a long time when Daniel actually answered the calling and people start calling me that. It took me a long time. I used to be like, my name is Jazz.
Yeah.
They're like, no,
embrace
first, my name is Jazz. I've
you to
never
embrace
been.
it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and it's one of those things where, and my brother Pastor Jack, he said this before. He said that it is in the church where people get notoriety, where people feel like they are somebody because they're nobody in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, because you have a title, you feel like that you are somebody. So it's like, you know, call me elder such and such, call me bishop or apostle such and such. But in the real world, you are nobody. You know what I'm saying? And you're a simp, you're a chump.
Right.
So it's like in church, it gives you a sense of belonging, gives you a sense of notoriety. So you want to be referred to as your title. And one of my things is, you know, at the end of the day, I'm now, yes, I'm pastor and all this, that, and the third. Shout out to Pilgrim Temple, my wonderful flock. But I'm not caught up in that. Well, y'all got to make sure that y'all call me pastor. Like, I'm not caught up in that. At the end of the day, just respect my voice, respect my authority.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. And with that, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, because I'm not caught up in titles, because I'm not, like, I could literally, prime example, you know, we touched on last week, my cousin's memorial. You know, her memorial was down at a little lounge called Captivate, a little lounge, and you know, people there they was drinking, all that kind of stuff. You know, they was enjoying themselves. But you know, because I am comfortable in who I am, I could sit around this type of atmosphere and not transform to what they are doing.
Right.
You know, I can still be who I am. As a matter of fact, because I am who I am, it was people that was in there and they would come up to me and say, "Oh, pastor, you know, forgive me, you know what I'm saying? Forgive me for having a drink and all this, that, and the third." And I would tell them, like, you know, hey, do you? Like, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to, you know, condemn you about what you do, what you don't do, you know. And I think a lot of times when people try to start condemning and judging folk, that's when it becomes a slippery slope, because truth be told, a lot of us still got skeletons in our closet with meat on the bones.
Exactly. I hate that. Like, oh my god, it's so much stuff that I dislike, but like that, like, because you're pastoring now, or you want to look down on people that, as Pops would say, they still in the basement. Just because you've come out the basement, you want to look down on people that is still in the basement. Like he said, we was at the memorial, it was in the bar setting or whatever. We went in saved, we came out saved.
Absolutely.
Like at the
I went in there reading scriptures, prayed, all that good stuff.
And they still turned on a little bit of trap music,
Right.
a little bit of trap
They
music.
did turn on a little trap. I brought the comedian up to make it a stallion, man.
Right. And it's like, we went in saved and we came out saved, and I'm not in here to judge y'all.
My 80-year-old bishop, my dad was in there. He went in saved, he came out saved.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
it's like,
so it's one of those things, and I get it. You know, the whole guarding your gates, I get it. Come out from among them and be ye separate. I get all of that. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I'm not trying to discredit or go against scripture. I would never be that guy that's going to go against scripture, but it's just one of those things where when you are comfortable in who you are, you know, then there are certain atmospheres and certain environments that you could be in that is not going to contaminate who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we was able to, like, even now, you know what I'm saying, there's different live music scenes that I know ladies asking myself, we're going to go visit. We haven't done so now because, you know, COVID is real, so we haven't done so. But there's live music. You know, I'm a musician. I like hearing live music. So there's live music scenes, live music lounges that we are going to go and visit. And just because we're going in there visiting these places does not mean that we're going in there and we consuming alcohol and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Right.
we ain't doing that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? My thing is, I can walk in there, steal the pastor, and walk out of there the pastor. As a
Right.
matter of fact, people will respect me coming in there as the pastor. Matter of fact, it was Jesus. Jesus, he sat with the sinners.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He sat
Yeah.
there and supped with the sinners. So we get to a point where we feel as if that because we are who we are, there are certain avenues and certain atmospheres that we can't be in. And by all means, I'm not trying to condemn nobody. If that's your bag and you feel like that you can't go to these type of establishments and all that, do you? You know what I'm saying? Like I
judge
said,
us.
yeah, don't
We
judge
ain't gonna
us.
judge
Don't
you.
judge us. Don't judge us for us going inside of these things, because trust and believe, like I said, I could go inside of these places and not be tempted to do, to go back to that life, not be tempted, to let me go have a little taste. Just for
Right.
old times. Like, no, that's not who we are. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? And even with you know what I'm saying, you, like I said, you listen to your trap music. It's not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? It used to be, but it's not really because I've been inherited so much music throughout my whole life of being a musician, having to play at this church, playing in these clubs. Like, it's just so much music that I got on the brain. Sometimes when I'm in the car or whatever, I like to ride in silence. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just because I have such a huge music intake.
Well, I mean, my trap music is usually played when I'm with my kids. That's what they want to listen to.
Yeah, this is true.
And I'm not in there like, oh no, we're gonna listen to the gospel station. Like, I allow them to make their own choices.
Absolutely.
So that's mostly when blah 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 blah.
You was doing so good.
Mostly when I listen to my trap music is when my kids are around that I'm listening to my trap music.
Man.
But I listen to jazz. I listen to R&B, especially when I'm cooking and I'm cleaning. I listen to my jazz, R&B. I listen to my gospel.
Well, I mean, and that's fine. Like, at the end of the day, what thing it is that I can say that even with you listening to all of this kind of music, because because I constantly keep you covered in prayer. You know what I'm saying? That's something important. Pray for your mate. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Wives, pray for your husband. Girlfriends,
Yes.
pray for your boyfriends.
Yes.
Husbands, pray for your wives. Boyfriends, pray for your girlfriend. All that kind of stuff. So I keep you covered in prayer, as well as I try to see to it that that even with you taking in the gospel or taking in the R&B and all that kind of stuff, it's not becoming to a pattern where here it is that you are not being able to know the difference between the two. And not, yes, don't get me wrong, there's some music that can be confusing. Matter of fact, there's some R&B music out here that sound like it should be inside of the gospel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that I believe I can fly, Arkin, that sound like it's a whole church song. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where knowing how not to mix up the two and still being content in who you are.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, even with your trap music, as a matter of fact, our Lady Jazz and our bachelorette party was together at a strip club.
It sure was.
Yeah, together at a strip club. Should I say shout out to Secret?
Oh my God.
Shut up.
Is that even open?
Hey, we gonna dive back in. Funny story. My little brother Joe.
Oh, his car broke down. He had
My
that.
little brother Joe, his car had stopped. And he was at Secrets, and he had to call my dad to come and get him. And my dad like, Joe, where you at? He's like, I'm on West 130th. He's like, that ain't telling me nothing. Just where you at? Joe like, I'm on West 130th.
He went out there.
And he didn't want to tell my dad that he was at the strip club, man. But like I said, our bachelor and bachelorette party was at a strip club, and like I said, that shows, how far we have come. We're not in their strip clubs. And now, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Being who we are, I'll go to lounges and all that kind of stuff to listen to live music. But going to a strip club, that's something that I want.
That's
That's something I just want to do.
yeah. Now you just
There's certain lines, that aren't blurred. There's certain lines that you should not just be crossing. You know what I'm saying? Being who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like I said, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, our bachelorette party was at the strip club. We was in there. You know what I'm saying? Having fun. I was in there. Chilling, and Lady Jazz came. It's okay. You can touch her. Because I'm in like, no, I'm just watching. It's okay. Hey, have fun.
We're friends. We're best friends.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you let me have fun. Right. So it's one of those things that I enjoy myself. As a matter of fact, I think I made
Yeah. Hey, this guy done came with props and everything.
I was making it red.
You was, but
I mean, no, but
what's wrong with you?
I don't know. But no, it's like I said, it's one of those things where, you know, judging a book by its cover, you know what I'm saying? And people see us that don't know us, they see us now and see us as the pastor and the first lady and, oh, y'all just this, y'all just that, but y'all have no idea of, you know, the different things it is that we used to be about, the different things it is that, you know what I'm saying, that we was out here doing, you know what I'm saying, fighting, all that kind of stuff, being out here ready to fight other people, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot of stuff it is that we have done in the course of our relationship. And it's not to you know, to try to discredit our witness and try to discredit who we are. You know what I'm saying? Bible says that if a man be in Christ, he's a new creature. So God has allowed us to make the transition and change to who we are now, but we are not at that place where we are forgetting who we once were.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? How am I going to be able to tell somebody that they can stop smoking weed if I never smoked weed?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How can I tell somebody that they can stop drinking if I never drunk? You know, true story. Laid in the bed with Lady Jazz. We were shacking. Laid, you know what I'm saying? At the house, shacking, laid in the bed with a true story. And I literally woke up one morning and told her, hey, I'm about to stop smoking weed. Just random, just out the blue. You know what I'm saying?
You stopped smoking weed before you got married?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, just random.
And they had a humongous...
I was going to get to that.
I want to tell it. They had a humongous smoke out.
Yeah, it was one for the ages. Shout out to everybody that was in attendance. Y'all know who y'all are. I ain't gonna say your names.
So like 4 in the morning.
Like we started like 9, maybe like 8:30, 9 p.m. and we were just non-stop smoking to like 4 in the morning. It's probably a lot of people that had turned this morning man off because they talking about all this. Oh wait, hey.
God bless you.
Without seeing Cass the first time. Yeah,
right. God bless you.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe this ain't for you.
Morning man ain't for everybody.
Maybe this ain't for you.
Picture perfect.
If you want to see us go to the Holies of Holies, tune in on Sundays.
Yes.
At the 2 p.m. turn up. You know what I'm saying? But no, yeah, we had a humongous smoke out where we were just in there just, you know, smoking our lives away. But like I said, that I literally woke up one morning and just said like, yo, I'm about to stop smoking. Like, flat out, like just told her I'm about to stop smoking. Now, once I stopped smoking weed, my drinking intake had increased. You know what I'm saying? And then we had made it that New Year's resolution. I forgot what year we was going into, but we had made it a New Year's resolution saying, "Yeah, we're just gonna stop drinking."
I think it was 15. It was 15, I think.
Maybe. Cause we got married in 14. We got married in 14, so I think it was going into 15.
Either 15 or 16.
Yeah, matter of fact, I know for a fact it was going into 15 because I actually started preaching in 15. Yeah, so yeah, we made a New Year. We was down at what was it? It was the Affinity Lounge, I think, at the time.
If it was
out on East 185th, cause we was up there with Stroke.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, we was up there with Stroke. Yep. So yeah, like I said, it was one of those things where, you know, it's and like I said, I'm not knocking nobody that have to do the AA and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, by all means, whatever works for you, whatever helps you, you know, whatever steps. I mean, there are a lot of programs and different things to help people that are addicts and try to recover from the different, you know, ailments and all this, that, and the third. But I literally, you know, woke up and just, you know, decided I was gonna stop cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know like what it feels like to smoke weed now. You know what I'm saying? And now, don't get it twisted. I'd have been around, you know what I'm saying? Like even when we was in Vegas, you know, people just walking around, just blowing. Mm-hmm. But I'm blowing. Boy, that's some good shit right there. That's some good shit. You can still smell it out, huh? Yeah, I can still know. Yeah, oh, that's some Reggie. But yeah. But no, I know when people smoking some good back, no, when people smoking some of that Garbo, man.
But it's not a temptation to you.
No, it's not a temptation. Right. Like it's not even, like I said, even with us being in Vegas, you know what I'm saying, kicking in and all the above, you know, and everybody call Vegas Sin City. Absolutely.
And have fun.
Absolutely.
People, we could still be saved and have fun.
My grandfather probably turned it over in his grave, Bishop Obed Jones. Grandson, you went to Vegas?
You you can still be
Yeah,
safe and have
you
fun.
could definitely still be saved and have fun. And I think that's because of what the old church, taught people. Like they didn't even want them going to the movies and all that kind of stuff. What the old church had taught the people.
I'm not from there.
It is
Sorry.
something that had trickled down. And this is why, again, I shout out to my parents. They was brought up in the old church, but they did not do that to us. They did not stop us from going to the movies. They did not. The only thing it is that my parents didn't do, which is something that a lot of parents need to do now, they didn't let us go spend the night over everybody's houses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, kids just get to spend the night. You met the parent, maybe ain't even met the parent, just know up the kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure. So I can come over there. Like, nah, I can say that anytime our kids ask about going to go spending, I got to come meet your parents.
We got to meet the parents.
Yeah, I got to come meet your parents. I need phone numbers,
all
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to know where y'all stay.
Yeah, I need
what
all
your
that.
house look like. What the inside of your house look like. I need to know it all.
Absolutely. So, like I said, you should never ever judge a book by its cover, because you never know. What people have dealt with. You never know what people, have went through. You never know. You may see people on the pedestal that they are now, but you have no idea the steps that they had to get through to go to this pedestal. I remember there was a picture floating around of T.D. Jakes, of him when he used to pastor his old church. I believe it was in Virginia somewhere, to where he's at now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and even he said himself, Bible says that, I believe it's in Zechariah. People going to say, oh, he ain't no Bible scholar. But it says, do not despise small beginnings. You know what I'm saying? So it goes to show you that you may be right here, right now, but just because you are here, it does not mean Chris gonna get on me. He tell me, you always gotta preach, man. Always preach.
You gotta preach everything.
Always. Oh, they coming to get somebody.
No, so you got
no, they ain't coming to get somebody. They letting me know that my time is done. So we're out of time. So hey, we thank y'all for joining us on this good old morning manna. We hope something was said today that is going to encourage you to not judge books by a cover. Do us a favor. If you enjoyed this content and you like this content, do us a favor and go ahead and share this. Share this video. Host a watch party. As a matter of fact, you ain't even got to just share it today. Share it throughout the rest of the week for people to be able to witness what Morning Manna is consistent of. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel,
The Morning Manna Show.
You was on right there. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure that if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, if you have different topics that you want to hear Lady Jazz and myself discuss, then be sure to hit this email address right there listed below. We do respond to emails. We do get back to people. So just make sure that you go ahead and send us that email, and we'll make sure that we take your opinions, your comments, your questions, your concerns into considerations.
Everything.
That's all you got?
Yep.
All right, well, again, it's been a wonderful Monday morning. Again, thank you for tuning in to Morning Manna. I'm Pastor Dan.
And I'm Lady Jazz.
Peace and blessings.